Terence Allen Crawford, born September 28, 1987, is an American professional boxer. He has held multiple world championships in 3 weight classes, from lightweight to welterweight, including the undisputed championship at light welterweight and welterweight. As of January 2024, he holds the World Boxing Association (WBA), Superversion, World Boxing Council (WBC), and World Boxing Organization (WBO) welterweight titles. In August 2017, Crawford had a short reign as the undisputed light welterweight champion, being the first since Kostya Tszyu in 2004, and the first in any weight class to simultaneously hold all 4 major world titles since Jermaine Taylor in 2005. In July 2023, he became the first male 2-division undisputed champion of the 4-belt era after defeating Errol Spence Jr. As of August 2023, Crawford is ranked as the world's best active boxer, pound for pound, by The Ring, Boxing Writers Association of America, Transnational Boxing Rankings Board, ESPN, and BoxRec. Crawford was named Fighter of the Year by the Boxing Writers Association of America in 2014 and by ESPN in 2014 and 2017. Amateur career. Crawford took up boxing at the age of 7. He fought 70 official amateur bouts, losing 12 times. As an amateur, he defeated future world champions Mikey Garcia and Danny Garcia. After winning 3 amateur tournaments shortly before the 2008 Olympics, he became the highest-ranked lightweight in the US. However, his loss to leading contender Saddam Ali thwarted his Olympic ambitions. Crawford made his professional debut on March 14, 2008, knocking out Brian Cummings in the first round. He compiled a record of 19-0 with 15 wins by way of knockout, KO, against largely unheralded opposition. Crawford's first notable bout was against Bridis Prescott on the undercard of the second fight between Brandon Rios and Mike Alvarado. Prescott was originally scheduled to face WBA light welterweight champion Khabib Alakverdiev, who withdrew with an injured elbow. Crawford was originally supposed to meet Robert Osiobi on the same card, but accepted the offer to fill in for Alakverdiev on 3 days' notice. Crawford defeated the Colombian by a unanimous decision. Crawford received a purse of $125,000, whilst Prescott received $50,000. This was the first time Crawford fought a 10-round fight and his first time fighting at the 140 pounds limit. Legal issues. On September 21, 2016, Crawford was found guilty of criminal mischief and disorderly conduct due to an April incident at a local car body shop. Crawford had made a partial payment but refused to pay the remainder after he wasn't satisfied with the work being done and the amount being charged. He started to lower the car himself, damaging the hydraulic lift. At the hearing, Crawford was sentenced to 90 days in jail but would be serving 53 days. Crawford was incarcerated for only 8 hours before being released after his attorney posted a $10,000 bond. Crawford's conviction for criminal mischief and his 90-day jail sentence were reversed on appeal. Alindra was raised in Omaha, Nebraska, where she first met Terence and started dating him in the early 2000s. Crawford and Miss Alindra Persons have 6 children together, but are not yet legally married. Terence Crawford's mother paid kids to beat him up and punished the superstar with a leather belt during his childhood in Omaha, insisting it made him the success he is today. Crawford's mother, Deborah, had an unorthodox approach to parenting and paid kids in the local community $10, £8, each to fight her son on the streets. She also undermined Crawford's achievements in the ring and refused to tell her son that she loved him or that she was proud of him. He has become one of the most successful names in the sport, with fans around the world singing his praises. However, it's taken a while for his mom to appreciate his achievements. Instead, she has belittled Crawford's career and refused to show him any affection. Speaking to ESPN in 2018, Crawford's mom said, "If Bud was bad, someone would come and tell me, and I would go and snatch him up and bring him home and give him an ass whooping with a belt." Some of the things I said to him back then were to make him become a man and not be afraid of anyone. It was a hard lesson, but he had to learn it. I told the kids I would give them $10 apiece to anyone who could give Bud a whooping, but no one could do it. She finished by saying, "I have never told him, 'I love you.' I never liked it as a kid. I never liked hugs or kisses, and it grew with me." Crawford said his mother's parenting style filled him with rage when he was younger, and that he would spend his time trying to prove her wrong. The boxing star said, "Anything I did, whether it was in the ring or not, I wanted to win, to prove a point to my mother, because she would tell me I'm going to get my ass whooped and that I wasn't good enough. It filled me with rage, and every time I stepped in the ring, I wanted to win so bad, to prove a point to her. I was getting kicked out of school and doing bad things, but getting whooped just made me immune to pain. I was always in trouble, so I was always getting whooped, but at a point, I became numb to it. It just made me more hungry. Hungry like, man, my mom going against me? I'm going to prove her wrong? My mom said I can't do this. I'm going to do it anyways," he said. "I was angry, but I feed off of that," he told CBS Mornings. "I feed off of the non-believers." Despite the hardships, Crawford's relationship with his mother has since improved. He said the two have talked and gotten into it, but that he still deals with childhood trauma. "That's my mom, and for her to treat me the way that she was treating me, not because of she didn't love me, it's because of what she was dealt with. And I wouldn't wish that on no kid," he said. Now a father himself, Crawford has chosen a different path in raising his own 7 children. He said he makes it a point to be present for important moments, like birthdays, even when he is in the midst of training camp. "I'm there for everything, no matter what's the situation or circumstances," said Crawford. As Crawford continues to make waves in the boxing world with an impressive 40-0 record, he said that doesn't feel pressure, but that he feels he has a bullseye on his back, because once you're at the top of Mount Rushmore, everybody wants your position. "That makes me even more hungry because I know they're coming," he said. By 2008, Crawford turned pro. He was 4-0 on August 30th, a night that began typically enough with an altercation with a bouncer. Then there was a fight, Bloods and Crips. While Larimore Street was Crip territory, Crawford never claimed an allegiance. "A cop maced me for no reason," he says. He washed out the chemical agent with milk, got a slice of pizza, and went to shoot some dice. At 1:34 a.m., while counting winnings in his '86 Cutlass, the back window shattered. From the police report, Crawford stated he thought he heard 12 shots. Crawford then drove himself to CUMC. The path of the near-fatal bullet was altered by the windshield and went around Bud's skull, not through it. Doctors at Creighton University Medical Center patched him up. By the time Bomac arrived, the wound was merely a big-ass gash in the back of his head. If part of Bud felt lucky to be alive, another part demanded vengeance. Soon enough, he learned the shooter's identity. But the attempt on his life bothered him less than hearing that the guy bragged about it in jail. The guy had lots of kids, and if Bud found him, they'd all be daddyless. "I don't care if I go to jail the rest of my life," Crawford told his uncle D'Arthur. "I'm going to kill him." "You got that choice," D'Arthur said. "Won't be nobody's fault, but your own." If Bud's mean streak came from Uncle Mike, he got something else from D'Arthur Davis. "You think there's a reason?" he asked his nephew. "God hasn't let you see him yet?" Crawford didn't kill the man who shot him. Maybe because he was in and out of jail and Bud never saw him again. But he didn't ride out to kill him either. In Bud's world, that was progress. Years passed, and Crawford remained undercover in the pro game. Even his girlfriend, Esha Person, admitted her disappointment. "When we met, I thought he had a job." Then, in 2011, as Tim Bradley was preparing to defend his 140-pound title against Devon Alexander, McIntyre got a call for sparring. If Bud took the gig, however, he could only fight southpaw, like Alexander. Bradley was undefeated. He had won both the WBO and WBC belts and was sending sparring partners home with frightening regularity. But Crawford schooled him. "Beat my ass," Bradley says. As it ended, the two men sat on the ring apron, Crawford picking at the tape on his sprained wrist, Bradley exhausted. "Who are you?" asked the champion. Crawford shrugged. "You ain't no sparring partner, dog. You a world champion," Bradley said. Timothy Bradley was right. Thanks for watching this short video on the life of a legend.
I said, guess who's back? Man, guess who's back? I said, guess who's back?